Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining the video. Today we're going to cover what free subscribers of prep2grow are entitled to and how to use it. We'll just run through this hopefully 10 minutes or less and cover the important points. So first important thing is to set up your preferences. So if you go to menu or go to preferences, this is where you update your preferences. When you come into prep2grow, you'll see this by default as you come on with a welcome message. So even for free, we will send text and email alerts on sells or sells loss or buys. So type in the number that you want to be texted to. Oops, if I can type right. And we'll go ahead and send the text to it. And also you got to opt into it. The other is choose your trading platform. Especially if you're new to trading, this is always good because we have learning that's specific to where you are in the application. So if you're on a stock, we'll show you how to buy a stock on your platform of choice, case Robinhood. If you want to buy an option or sell an option and you're in the option details, we'll have learnings that show you how to sell the option or buy the option. Other thing is how many trades a week you make. It's more for active traders, just on how many you get. The other thing is trade duration. This is specific to our six timings around gains. So if you say I want things within, 1 to 10 months, we'll give you options that fit that. We highly recommend more longer term options just because for new traders, they're way less risky. You're not finding a lot of time decay and that kind of stuff. So really try to get the longer options if you're new to it. If you know what you're doing in option trader professional, do what your preference is. And the other is around cost per trade. So this will allow us to understand how much you want to spend on a trade, and we'll only give recommendations that fit that budget per trade. So if it's between $50 and $1,000, we'll keep it with that range. If it's $5 to $100, we keep it that range. That applies both to options and stocks. Note that if you go $1,000 or more, there are very few stocks that cost $1,000 or more. So it'll be hard to get a good match on there for stocks. So just kind of keep it broader and then narrow down from there. So hit save. It'll go ahead and update all the things that are in the background here. So now you'll see more learnings and that kind of stuff. So a couple things you're going to see. So first thing is you have search. So if you want to search for a company, you can go ahead and do that. You just type it in. So I'll type in Facebook since I can see it. And I'll show you all the recommendations for Facebook, or if I type in Intel, it'll show recommendations for Intel. Just note that even for free subscribers, once a month, when you come into the site once a month, or when you sign up for the site initially, you'll get 2 prep2grow recommendations, 1 stock and 1 option. You'll know that because of the green. And it tells you that. So those are things that fit our specific options or specific strategy. And the other is you'll get momentum plays. And so the things that are red are momentum plays that are coming from the FAANG Plus. So you have access to the FAANG Plus for a day to try out our momentums. And to see momentums, since we're talking about that, what you do is you go to the drop down and click on movers. And then you'll see everything that's moved throughout the day. It's either pre-market, which is what these numbers signify, or within the day it updates. Also, if you're in options and want to play unusual option activity, this is what it is. Netflix has a lot of unusual option activity for the September 17th, 2021 option. And then you could drill down and see if that's something you want to play. Just note that if you want to save any of these recommendations, you've got to hit buy or like. For the FAANG Plus movers, they'll go away the next day. So if you log in, you see them. If you don't take any action on them, they'll go away the next day. So if you want to save some of these for perpetuity, within perpetuity, you hit buy or like. So like just means you like it, you want to save it to a list. Buy means you've either thinking about it, buying it, or you have bought it, and this turns on all of the alerts. So the text notifications, email notifications, and all of that. So that's what you turn that on for. So if we go back to the latest, you'll see our strategy here, these 2 recommendations, VMware and TransUnion. So let's go into VMware and talk a little bit about how to improve your chance of success. So VMware, a lot of our subscribers have liked it and want to buy it. So there's 17 people that said they bought it and 8 people did not. So this kind of tells you the general popularity around it. So the first thing you're going to notice coming from top down is you'll see the recommendation date when this was recommended. We'll give you an overview of the company. So what technologies, they're in the technology sector, a description, what ETFs are they part of? Are they part of NASDAQ 100Qs? They're part of the S&P 500 SPY. That gives you a sense of that. Also, this gives you the forecasts of what they're expected to do in their current quarter or the current quarter that they're going to announce, and the announcement's on February 25th, which is next week. To improve your odds, and what prep2grow does now is that we prevent or we don't show any recommendations that are going to have an announcement coming within 2 weeks. It's hard to play earnings. It's not recommended to play earnings. We do not play earnings. We actually sell any holdings we have in a company before they go and announce, and then we may buy back 2 days later. But we do have good accuracy, and that's what we give to you. The reality is when it comes to earnings, nobody has good accuracy. You can flip a coin and you'll be just as accurate as the best stock trader in the market. The main reason is you don't know what people are going to say within earnings season. We learned a bunch of lessons on that. A good one is for us is Facebook. They smashed their records for the quarter, did everything well, and started talking about security and how it got breached, and that tanked their stock. So we predicted it right, but there's other things that we will not be able to predict and account for. Stupid comments by the CEO or CFO. Just be aware, don't play earnings. Straight, simple rule, don't play earnings unless you are a seasoned professional and know exactly the risk involved in that. So let's go underneath that. So why should buy? Again, how popular is it? Also, does it fit our strategy? And what's the risk level? Risk level just is essentially associated to our success rate. And I'll get into that in a second. Also, we show our predicted stock price. So the current stock price is 144. We're expecting it to go down 5%, and this option is recommended as a put. And success rate is tied to our risk levels tied to success rate. How successful we are in 5 days and how successful we are within 30 days. The higher, the better. So if it's above 90% for the 5 day and it's above 30 or 95% for 30 days, these are the ones you want. These are the sweet spots. These are the ones that execute or hit its targets faster, has a smoother ride and less volatility, except in earnings season. So again, back to earnings season, don't play earnings. But throughout that, it'll be fine. The next is we lay out when it should sell and when you should get word. So on average, it takes about 14 days for this option historically to sell. So just note that on the 26th, this should be gone and you should have a gain of 15% target for our options. Worst case is March 12th. When it hits March 12th, you should start to get a little bit worried about it. You should also take into account, which I'll talk about in a second, is that this is a put and this is an option. And you should look at the expiration date here. So this is on the 19th. So worst case, the 12th, option expiration the 19th. We will recommend this just because the average time is before the 19th, but this is really tight. If it misses for any reason, hey, kiss it goodbye, right? Especially this short of an option, it'd be bad to trade this and have a miss. But below, like I said, watch these timings, looking for the dates, make sure it's not too close to this. You want to have as much time as you can for the expiration to fight time decay. So this gives you all the buy details, everything about, the equity type put, what's the symbol, what's the contract name, what's the expiration date, what's the strike price, what's the option price, the current option price, what is the calculation for a trail buy, what's the limit price, and how much this should cost you if you were to buy it, and what's the targeted sell price. So there's all the meat of how to buy it. The next is just pre-market movement. Another thing to be aware of, so you're set up for success, is that you should look at this before the market opens, the pre-market movement. If it's unchanged and it's flat, that's great. You start tracking it as it starts to open. If it's 5 minutes in opening and it tanks and this is negative, hold off. Just because we recommend it doesn't mean you have to buy it immediately. You should really watch what the market does and is it in time the market. For our stocks, which we'll talk in a second, doesn't matter. On opening, buy at market. You're not finding time decay. You're not finding some form of expiration date. Our stocks are exceptionally accurate. Options, timing, right? We'll give you the best one we can with the best recommendation, but timing is everything with options. So if it's going down, it's negative for the day, before the day or right opening, don't buy, hold off. Wait till it goes off. The other thing is option volume. So those that like to play momentum, this is kind of the key characteristic or key attribute or number here, which is volume to open interest. It's greater than 1. That means there's a lot of interest and it's unusual option activity and people or somebody has probably bought a lot of it. We recommend options, or in this case, expirations and stock prices that have high option volume and open interest. That allows you to get in and out at a price that you want to get out. If the option volume was at 2 and the open interest was at 10, that's bad. You don't want to buy that. You want to avoid that at all costs, because even if the price goes up, it may mean that the stock price or the option price isn't going to move because nobody's buying and selling it. The higher volume, higher open interest rate, the better correlation has to the direction of the stock price. So be aware of this, careful for this, make sure it's not 0 or 2. We always recommend having option volume greater than 25 and open interest greater than 100. The next is moving averages. So this is where it'll say where the walls are essentially in their 5-day, 20 days, and 200 days. So what you see here is that in the 5 days, it's broken 145. In the 20 days, it's been at 140. And the 200-day moving average is at 141. So it trades within this range, right? So that gives us a good opportunity to get some money as it goes in part of that. Next is the graphs, so stock graphs. So you can look at it and view it by any cut and slice. It has all sorts of capabilities here. It's a great graph. So use that and do the analysis, the different indicators and metrics, the different candles, the different types of bar charts that are in there. So if you have a preference for style, I'm sure this graph has got it. The next is the news. So this talks about news that are coming out from the company. A lot of it is the financial news, so when they're announcing and that kind of stuff, or any major acquisitions. So I give you a sense of maybe why there's momentum or not. And the next is just how to buy. So if you click on one, it'll take you into the tutorial on how to buy an option on Robinhood. Step by step, exceptionally detailed, and it has all the calculations in here with examples of the calculations and the results. So use this if you have questions. There's videos. We mostly have videos on how to describe this stuff as well. So not 100% sure how to trade an option on Robinhood. We have the training right here for you. So this is an option. The next is you can use the navigation within the recommendation to go to the next recommendation. And so this is the stock. So I won't go into too much detail around that, but same basic principles. Expected to gain, watch the gain. For our success rate for stocks, we have a much lower threshold than we do for options. Options are highly risky, so we have a much more stringent requirements for it to be recommended to our subscribers. Essentially, if it's above an 85% for a 30-day success, we have found it's really very successful. You rarely miss on stocks. It may take a little while, especially the lower success rate that it has. But just note that our stocks are highly accurate. Do not sleep on the stocks. You're looking for a quick 5% on a stock or quick 5% return. Go for the stocks. They do well. The others that they give you, we also give you the stock prices, where they are, what's the sell rate, the days range, and what is their targeted sell price. But everything other than that's the same. Also, this earnings important. Don't play into earnings. So if we go back to this, so that's the meat of what we were going to cover today. Again, there's two types of recommendations. There's the prep to grow recommendations that we provide to you. They're in green. It says prep to grow strategy. Those are the ones give to you. The non-prep to grow strategy ones, the momentum plays are here. So it's red. Just go to movers and you'll see the momentum plays for the day. The next is if you do save them, you're going to want to go to liked. And so if you liked any, it'll be here. If you've bought any or flagged that you've bought it, they will be within here. You'll see some other capabilities here, such as a filter. Filters are not enabled for free. This essentially allows you to screen and save screens and save filters for a wide variety of items, such as price to earnings, earnings per share, what ETF they're part of, what sector they're in, time to gain, what's the predicted gain that they're going to have, what's the success rate in changing that. So filters and screens are pretty much just for active traders. So if you're interested in that, go to there. The next is everybody has the ability to download their recommendations. So in Excel, so if I bring this up, as you can see in the spreadsheet, you'll see that it has the meat of everything that you need to buy. So, trade type, stock price, day of options, strike price, so on and so forth. So the details are here to download it and then use that to trade with. But again, this is the core of the Prep to Grow offering for free subscribers. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you have questions on this, you can either email us at contact@prep2grow, or you can go into our chat bot, which will probably answer a good chunk of your questions. And if you don't have any questions, you can always contact us through the chat bot as well, or again, just at contact@prep2grow. But hope this helps. Hope you are successful with the recommendations we provide you. And again, any feedback, love to hear it. If not, take care and happy trading.